Hey, good day, folks. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Monday so far. I welcome you to Rapid City, South Dakota. Now, after this video, I do got another video coming up of Rapid City, South Dakota. It may not be right after this video, but it will be in the very near future. Now, originally, this video was about an hour and a half long, but I thought this time I'm going to try something new. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the video in half. So you're going to see the first half of the video right now, which on this video, I'm going to give you guys all the general information about the city. And then later, I'll upload the other half of the video of Rapid City. So you're not going to see all of the city. You know, I mean, this is only going to be the first video of Rich. And secondly, upon my research, I've found that there is actually way more entertainment to be had here in Rapid City than what I've initially anticipated. Typically, when I do these videos, I try to get a feel of the actual community away from all the tourist activities, and I try to drive through the actual city itself to see how things are going in the actual city. Because a lot of times you can go somewhere and the tourist area might be on point, but then the actual city might be a complete disaster. Kind of like what people have said about Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And one of the things I like to do on this channel is I like to drive through the actual city. I like to drive through some of the communities like this one, where basically you got everyday working class people who reside in these communities. For those who might want to come here and reside in these cities themselves, even if you're coming here just to visit, I don't think it's a bad thing to at least know a thing or two about how your everyday people live in some of these communities that are close by heavily tourist areas. Because there's areas that are heavily tourist, but the crime is out of control. And in some of those areas, the crime might be out of control because the communities that are nearby to where your everyday people live, those communities unfortunately have issues. So yeah, on this channel, I don't really focus much on the activities, on the tourist activities. I focus more on just driving through the actual community and educating you on certain aspects of the actual community. Now, moving forward, the next time I take a road trip, I will include a few more. I will include some footage to where I'm actually at some of these venues that are popular throughout the United States. So I haven't been doing that, but I think just to make things a little bit more interesting, I'm going to start doing some of that. And secondly, there's certain activities here, like for an example, there's activities here in Rapid City I would have loved to get into. Not only would I have had a lot of fun, but I could have got some wonderful footage on for this video, which I believe many of you would have enjoyed. So I'm going to work on that moving forward the next time I take a major trip somewhere to where you have this much entertainment, to where you have this amount of natural beauty like you do here in South Dakota. Let's see, there's something else that I was going to say, but I completely forgot. Oh, one more thing. Now, this is an issue that other YouTubers have had, and they have voiced it on their channel. But if you put a comment for me and I don't read it, or you look up and your comment's no longer there, it's got nothing to do with me. Whenever people post up comments, I typically will not delete that comment. That comment will typically when you put a comment on my channel, on any of my videos, I don't delete the comment. The comment's there to stay. Because whatever concerns you got, however it is you feel about either my video or about the community itself, 9 times out of 10, there's going to be other people that are going to share that feeling with you. And I make this channel for you guys. So, needless to say, if you put a comment in the comment section, I'm not going to delete it. So if you look up, your comment's gone, it's not because of me, it's because of YouTube. Now, the only time I may delete a comment that you put up is if it's super duper disrespectful. Like if you're, like maybe if you put up comments to where you're using racial slurs, or you're doing something that, you know, or you're threatening me personally, or you're putting out information that for whatever reason you know that I don't want nobody else to know, then I'll delete the comment. And typically, if you put a comment on this channel, on any YouTuber's channel, that's got anything to do with down talking people due to race, due to sexual preference, or any of that kind of stuff, typically YouTube is going to get to that comment and they're going to delete it before I even get a chance to look at it. So that's how YouTube works, for those of you that don't realize that. Okay, now that I got all that off my chest, let's keep on going. So Rapid City, South Dakota is located in the western region of South Dakota in the Black Hills. In fact, this city, many people refer this city as the gateway into the Black Hills. It is the second largest city in the state, next to Sioux Falls, which is located on the other side of the state, which I've already done Sioux Falls, so feel free to go check out that video. The population here is at 74,703 people. The population has grown by about 10% as of the 2020 census. And Rapid City was named after Rapid Creek, where settlement first began in this general area. And this city is known as the City of Presidents due to the bronze president statue which is downtown, which most likely you're going to see it on this video because I did drive through the downtown area. The city is mainly divided into west and east. Now, for those of you that are super good at directions, you know, there's going to also be a north and a south area of this city too. But primarily it's east and west. And it's divided by the low mountain ridge. Ellsworth Air Force Base is located on the outskirts of the city. And Camp Rapid is a part of the South Dakota Army National Guard, which is on the west side of the city. And within a half hour of this city, you have a lot of tourist attractions. I mean, you got a fair amount of tourist attractions within the city. You also got a fair amount of tourist attractions within a half hour of here too. I mean, in fact, I would say the bulk of the western region of South Dakota is one big tourist attraction with just a bunch of cities. But within a half hour of here, you got the historic Old West town of Deadwood, which that video will be coming up on this channel in the very near future. You got the Crazy Horse, Mount Rushmore, Custer State Park, Wind Cave National Park, Jewel Cave National Monument. Now, back in the day, like when I say back in the day, I'm talking previous to, I want to say maybe 6 months or so ago, you were able to go to a national park and record. But from what I understand, YouTube does not approve of that anymore. So if I were to put footage of the national park on any of these videos, the video would most likely not qualify for being monetized because it would have a copyright strike against it. So despite the amount of national parks that are in this region of the country, especially out here in western South Dakota, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show you guys any footage of those parks. So if you're wondering why I don't show you footage of national parks, that is the reason. And of course, if you go a little further east, you also got the Badlands National Park as well. Now, of course, the Badlands does go into North Dakota as well. Now, as far as it goes for the economy here, I mean, this city does have a fairly decent economy. I mean, bear in mind the population here is only sitting at 70. What did I say? The population here is only sitting at 74,000 people. So the economy here, obviously, it's not going to be as big as Sioux Falls, but nevertheless, this city does have a decent economy, in my opinion. Now, some of the largest sectors of the economy here in Rapid City is going to be Portland Cement Plant. I mean, it's self-explanatory, cement. Then you're going to have the Black Hills Ammunition Manufacturing Company. You got the Black Hills Gold Jewelry, which is a jewelry manufacturing company. You got government service work, which actually is the largest economic sector of Rapid City. You got Ellsworth Air Force Base. You got the National Park Service and U.S. Forest Service. You also have the Indian Health Services. The Indian Health Service, I mean, it's basically I think it's a mixture of clinics and a hospital. And if you work in finance, a shortage of financial institutions here. And you also got Rapid City Hospital. And if you're looking, for all you tourists here, I mean, now when it comes to things to do here in Rapid City, there's a ton of things to do here in Rapid City. Way too many for me to give you everything that there is to do, but I'm going to just name a few just so you guys have an idea. So, in some of these places, a lot of these places I didn't even visit because I was so busy trying to get myself around the state to see different communities throughout the state. But if you're coming here for entertainment / you just want to get away from the humidity of your home state and you're coming up here to a climate that's going to most likely be a little cooler, lower humidity and all that fun stuff. I mean, as far as things to do, you got the Bear Country USA. I mean, basically you can you can drive through the park and you can see wildlife up close. You can see bears, mooses, think you can see mooses, bison, and other wildlife that's native to this region of the country. Now, and I'm pretty sure for most of you that got some damn sense, the closest you're going to want to be up to these animals is going to be from the comfort and the safety of your vehicle. Now, of course, a lot of those animals are so big and massive and strong that they can pick your vehicle up and bench it like it was. They can pick your vehicle up and lift it like it was a 25-pound dumbbell. So, for those of you that get a little carried away, you get a little curious, and you wanna do something for social media, use your common sense. Don't taunt any of those animals, because those animals, they're big, they're massive, they're very strong, and their behavior is very unpredictable. So don't be going out there thinking that you're going to do something and be cute with social media, because if you try to go out there and do anything dumb, either A, you may be arrested and thrown in jail, or worse than that, something bad might happen to you and you may not come back home alive. So I'm going to keep it there. You also got the Badlands National Park, the Storybook Island. Now, the Storybook Island is basically a park filled with storybook characters. You got the Museum of Geology, the Journey Museum and Journey Museum and Learning Center, the South Dakota Air and Space Museum, the old McDonald's Farm, that is spelled M-A-C, not M-C, Donald's Farm. And this farm does have a petting zoo as well. You also got the Cannon Lake Park. You also got the Waikiki Indoor Water Park Resort. And like I told you, you got a lot more to do in this city. So I'm going to leave the rest of what is available entertainment-wise in this city to your imagination. So you'll have to, maybe you'll have to come up here and visit yourself. I mean, if you're able to, I can promise you, you will not be disappointed. I think the majority of you that come up here to visit, you're going to like it. You're going to have a lot of fun. You come up here, of course, during the summer, during this time of the year. You're going to enjoy the nice, mild summer weather. You're going to also enjoy the abundance of sunlight you get during this time of the year. And at the same time, there's a fair amount of entertainment within this general region of the United States. You're not going to have to worry so much about big crowds of people getting out of control like you do in other larger cities. So they do have sports here. Now, no, they don't have no national sport leagues here, but they do have the Rapid City Rush minor league hockey team. They also have the Expedition League, which is basically a summer baseball league, and they got the Champions indoor football team as well. That's what they have for I guess amateur adult sports. Well, I think the baseball league is for teenagers to young adults. And as far as it goes for education, for those of you that are that are getting out of high school, you're looking to further your education at a college institution, or maybe you already go to college but you don't like the college you're attending and you're looking to go to another college, you're looking to switch. I mean, if you're able to deal with the long, snowy, and super cold winters up here in Rapid City, I would say this would be a good place to also come and further your education. You got a few colleges that are in this area will be the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology, the Black Hills State University, the National American University, the Western Dakota Technical Institution, and the John Witherspoon College. And of course, they got community colleges up here too. Now, I don't know what their qualifications are in order to get in-state tuition. I have no idea. But I definitely think this is a decent place of the country to reside if you're wanting to further your education. I mean, again, if you can deal with long winters, long cold winters, and you appreciate the short-lived but mild summers, because, and I say this is a good place for furthering your education, because, I mean, up here, you don't have the... Now, don't get me wrong, Rapid City does have crime, but not near as bad as other places in the country. And I just think for some of you that have an issue with staying focused on your schoolwork, because maybe you want to go out, you want to party it up, you know, you want to do what you want to do in that regard. Now, although Rapid City does have a lot of entertainment going, the type of entertainment that I think many of you younger folks are into, you're not going to find quite as much of that up here in Rapid City as you will in other regions of the country. So that's why I say this would be a decent place to come up and further your education. And then, of course, during the winter time, it's going to be so freaking cold, you're not going to feel like going outside no way. And typically during the time of the year when the weather up here gets nice, it's going to be that same time of the year where you're going to be on summer break anyway. So, just food for thought for those of you that are considering coming up here for whatever reason. And as far as it goes for the infrastructure here, now Rapid City does have public transportation. It's called the Rapid Ride. And yeah, they got the Rapid Ride. And they also have a regional airport. And some of the highways that services Rapid City is the main highway. The largest highway is going to be Interstate 90, which basically goes east to west through the state of South Dakota. And of course, 90 goes all the way east to west into other states. So, anyways, you also got the I-190 inner loop as well, which basically circles Rapid City. You also got the U.S. Highway. You also got U.S. Highway 16, South Dakota 44, and South Dakota 79. And if you want to live here in Rapid City, your median rent prices are going to go from $670 to $1,530. Your median home price is going to be a whopping $293,000. Now, for those of you that think that's an affordable housing price, I'm pretty sure many of you, like myself, would say that's not affordable, that's way too expensive. Now, if you're looking for a house here right now, you're not going to find anything house-wise for cheaper than $370,000. Now, if you don't got that kind of money, but you want to live here anyways, for $120,000, I did see a couple of double wides that were for sale. Now, unfortunately, those double wides appear to be in a trailer court, which means in most cases you're going to have to pay for the You're gonna have to pay for the drilling as well as lot rent. And I don't have any idea of what lot rent around here. If I had to take a wild guess, you're looking at an additional maybe $400 or $500 a month. Now, me personally, I wouldn't take that option. I think it'll be a complete ripoff, because to pay $100 and some grand of your hard work money for derailment, and then your landlord raises up the rent to the point where you can't even afford the lot rent, and now you gotta let your crap go. You gotta sell it for a reduced rate. That's an all-around bad idea. It's too risky of an investment. It's so risky that I don't even consider it a investment. But that's my 2 cents. Now, when it comes to crime, the crime here is nothing to write home about. Although it's not the worst out here. Your violent crime is 48% above national average. Your property crime is 54% above national average. So, needless to say, they can definitely do a little bit of work in that department. Now, when it comes to the racial demographics, you got 77.2% white, 1.1% black, 1.5% Asian, 10.5% Native American, and 5% Hispanic. And like I told you guys, you will have a second part of this video coming up in the very near future, like probably within the next couple of videos or so. I'm gonna post it. So on that video, I will give you my 2 cents of what I think about this city. So you guys go ahead and enjoy the rest of this video. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, consider doing that. And if you want to help me out, all you gotta do is just give my videos like this one a thumbs up. Alright folks, y'all have a blessed one. I'll see you on the next one.